Hello, welcome to Essential Living with Pilar. I am Pilar, so thank you for watching. Essential Living is something that I've always wanted to do because it is a show that will have continuing episodes, and each will cover a different topic of essential living, which will be all things holistic, be it things to use in your home, types of therapies that you can participate in, things to learn how to do yourself for your life to improve in many ways, but basically all ways that are harmonious with nature and are protective and loving of all life on the planet. And also good, of course, for you first, because everything starts with ourselves. Today, I wanted to have a show about magic and the magic of essential oils, which is one of my main loves. Because this being the time of year that it is, I consider it magical. It is the time of the year where we reap the harvest of everything we've done over the beginning of the year, and we are grateful for everything that we've done, and it's also leading into the time of quiet reflection of the winter, where we can regroup and reassess our tools so we can create a better year and plant better seeds for the next year and the next harvest. So magic is something that always fascinated me when I was little, because I thought we should all be magical. And life otherwise seemed very mundane. And I began to explore things to bring that on, or to really, why isn't it so much more obvious? And at a young age, I discovered yoga first, then essential oils, then I went on to discover energy healing. I went to school and got a degree in alternative medicine, and I am also a Reiki master teacher, so I've been accruing and adding on toys and tools into my toolbox. So essential living is basically my way to share with all of you, because it's like a kid that wants to share his toys with other kids. Some of them you like, some of them you don't really need, but I'll share them and take what you like. But magic was always fascinating to me, because for obvious reasons, who doesn't want to be able to create special things in our lives? But then I discovered that magic is really in ourselves. We are our own magical wand, and we create with our energy, with our attention. What we give our attention onto, we bring into our lives, and we're always living within our own thoughts and feelings. We live in our own vortex of ourselves. So really, magic is getting us into the zone to attract what we want into our lives. We are sort of like, we radiate, we broadcast what we want, and then by staying in the right feeling and the right mood and the right attitude, the right vibration, we bring it in. It's sort of like, and then so the tools that we use to create magic first need to work on ourselves. So be careful. Caution to the wise, because before we knew better, we thought we could manipulate things and other people by these incantations and all these magic potions, and really manipulate nature in an unnecessary way, where the first and the only thing we need to control and manipulate are ourselves, our own magic wand. And our magic wand and our magic scepter of power consists of what we focus on, what we think about. That's what it's like, oh, okay, I want this. Then we're like, ooh, I like that feeling. That kind of gives it energy. And by that feeling of excitement, expectation, and anticipation, we start bringing it our way. Talking about it, our words are the incantation that we put out. So we have to be very careful with what we say, because we are declaring it. We are sending out that incantation into the ethers of the cosmic universal life force, and it's totally impartial. It'll say, okay, here you go, and here you go, and here you go. So when you say I am, the I is the individual, and the am is the universal life force. So once you put those together, what you say after that is what's coming your way. So you might as well substitute am with want. So when you say I want, it's the same thing. You're calling it. So when you go, be careful when you go around saying I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm lonely, I'm broke, I'm this and that. You're basically substituting that am with I want this, I want that, and not necessarily. So we all are creators by nature. We just create by default. The point is to create on purpose. I love using essential oils, and the reason is, obviously magic and its lore consists of all the, every civilization since the beginning of recorded history has used elements and tools for this magic. But now we know how to do it more specifically because we are evolving, believe it or not. So plants were used in all sorts of rituals, even superstitially, to either ward off evil or to bring in good fortune, and those things are valid. But we're not putting it out there. By using the plants and their aromas, we are really working on, scientifically speaking, we're working on our own brain, our own emotions. So essential oils are one of my most favorite tools since I discovered them a long time ago, to produce this state of being that is inducive to what we want to create. The reason is that essential oils are so powerful that they work on, right away, they work on the part of the brain that creates our emotions, our memory, all the triggers that we have to produce this state of being that is going to be inviting that state of being to come back. So essential oils are, for those who don't know, are just the aromatic compounds of plants that are extracted through distillation. And they're the super powerful essence of the plant, really the earth element at its best. And how they compare to just herbs and just regular herbs, they're like 50 times more potent. And our olfactory sense is the most powerful sense that we have. Right away, you smell something and it generates a chemical reaction. You smell some delicious food, you start to salivate. You smell a scent that reminds you of something in your childhood, be it good or bad, or some other time of your life, you react to it immediately. So it works instantaneously. How do they work? You can use it by inhaling it. You could just, I'm going to take a little bottle of, this is neroli. You can just put a little bit on your hands, not a lot. One drop goes a long way. You can just inhale it right away. They go straight to the brain. They pierce the blood-brain barrier immediately. So it gets you into the right state of being. 2, remember, you are the scepter of your own wand, your scepter of power. You are already in that mode to start visualizing. And as you visualize more in detail, that your emotions get involved because you like what you're visualizing, and it starts coming in. See, it's good to be specific, and it's like going to a restaurant and you're asking, you can't just sit there and expect food to come. You need to look at the menu and put the components that you want to come on your plate. And then, the thought, it's like, what do I want to eat? Then you're like, ooh, that sounds good. So your feelings are involved. You get excited about the food. You pick it. Then your incantation is you tell the server what you want. Specifically, you may want to change a couple of things on the plate. So you tell them exactly what you want. And the server is sort of like the universe, the genie in the bottle, goes in the back, arranges all the components of the forces of the universe, and then serves you your plate of food as you asked. So it is very important to be specific on what you want to do. So, but again, you're working on yourself. You You want to attract a romantic partner, you have to feel loving and romantic and attractive. You want to manifest health, you want to visualize yourself as already healthy. You want to manifest money, you need to feel abundant and prosperous. I hope I'm not tampering with my mic, sorry. And so on and so on. You want to attract more success, then you already have to see yourself as successful and feel it happening. So you're really always working on you. You can never, ever decide that you want to manipulate something to come your way. So it is the most wonderful thing once you get that clear, once we get that clear, because we can be intentional in what we want to conjure from the universe. And really magic is just knowing how the laws of the universe work. You know what the magician does behind the curtains, and it's not magic anymore. It's just knowing how to do it, the mechanical process of it. Also, other things that I'm going to give you some recipes. So if you get a chance, go get a piece of paper and a pen so you can write some recipes for yourself to use with essential oils. That if you already know about essential oils and you have some, or you don't, you can go get some. If you don't know what to get or how to get it, you can contact me through our website, and you'll find out what that is, and I can always help you pick ones. There are many good ones. There's a lot of bad ones, because you want to make sure that they are pure, 100% organically crafted and distilled essential oils with no additives, no fillers, no nothing, and then you can trust it that it's going to produce the results you want, and you're taking in something wonderful and healthy into your being and using the right magical components for your creation. So as we know, or more or less take for granted, everything is in cycles. So everything has a different energy. Each day of the week has a different energy. Each month of the year has a different energy. Everything is in ebb and flow, and everything has just as an important function. So, for example, all the zodiac signs each have which go along with each month, provide a different opportunity to take advantage and avail yourselves of a certain cosmic wave that is happening, even if it isn't your time of the year, but there's an energy available that you can use if you know how to harness that energy. And again, your thoughts create. The first thing is you think about an idea, you think about something, and then your feelings get into it. It's sort of like the thought is the male energy. The feeling is the female energy. In perfect balance and combined together, they produce the magical results, be it a physical manifestation, a situation, a change in your environment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing to remember is that it's all about you. You are creating the bubble, the vortex you exist in, and you always have to live within you. So is to radiate what you want to have come back. It's really simple. A broadcast, receiving. Usually the right hand is the giving out, the left hand is the receiving. The feminine energy, the masculine energy. And together brings in what is the desired result. Other shows that will come up will also cover, like I said, energy healing, different modalities. We'll have guests. Today I just chose to be by myself so I could tell you a little bit about me and what was going to be coming up in other episodes, what to expect. So I hope you find value and enjoy it, and look forward to playing with the toys that I want to share. So essential oils, like I said, you can just put them on and inhale them. You can rub them on topically. You can use them in a room, in a an electrical little machine that is called a diffuser that you can get at any store. This little lamp is more old school. Before diffusers existed, you had to have these little lamps, which I did not light the candle because we don't want to have fire here. But you put a little water, and in the old days, of course, there was no electricity, so you needed to have an urn, water, and light under it, warms up the water and diffuses the aroma into the air. And that is actually still one of my favorite ways to use essential oils, because I like old things. I like just things that were used in the past. I love history. I love lore. Each civilization has used them forever. The Egyptians used them in religious ceremonies, as cosmetics, they were the first perfume people, and to, of course, embalm bodies in the tomb, in the pyramid. The mummies would be mummified with spices and essential oils and herbs. Then the Greeks and the Romans used it for everything as well, even for their own health care. And they've been going down in history, used by every civilization. If you use the oils of the Bible, which everybody knows, frankincense and myrrh, but there were many others. That's what they had back then, and that's what they used. And they were a lot more imbalanced in a lot of ways than we are today. So my goal, in addition to magic, is to invite people to be more mindful of what they bring into their homes, into their lives, into their bodies, into their environment, because there's a lot that can be avoided these days by avoiding chemicals. Some of us know more than others, but I do want to invite those that are on the fence and not really paying that much attention to please pay attention to your body, because your body is your universe. You live in your body, and that translates into your environment and further on into the earth. We are all, all things are one. We're all connected. There's no separation. So the more that we can do well for ourselves, the more that we carry that with us wherever we go, and the more that we can generate that into our lives, and of course, bring more of that. So remember, what you put out, you receive. And that law of the circle is infallible. What goes out comes right back, multiplied. So it's important to be specific. I want to share some recipes on oils you can use. If you don't have oils, you can use herbs, but I strongly recommend getting some essential oils, because they're like herbs on steroids. And like I said, they work right away where they need to, at the source, within. So hopefully you have a little pen and paper and take some notes, because I'm going to give you a few things, only like 3 samples of each, because they can be, there's tons. And one essential oil can be good for 100 things. And we'll get into more detail when we go in specifically into what they can be used for in other shows. But today, again, being in this time of year, the fall and going into winter, that is a magical time. So I really wanted to create that mood and share that with you, so you can start feeling magical, which is really your true nature. So I'm going to put my glasses on, and we're going to start. The first things, of course, everybody wants the same things. The traditional wishes for people are pretty much always consistent: money, love, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to start with just that. But remember, it's going to work on you, because by making you feel this way, you're going to radiate that. And that is what is going to attract that back to you. So you're not doing this to manipulate anybody else. You can't put a spell on someone else. You're only always putting a spell on you. Physician, heal thyself, and magician conjures the state of being that brings in the magic. Okay? All right, so without further ado, let's start with a few good ones. And I wrote them down. I want to make sure that I wanted to give you all of them, as many as possible, and I wouldn't forget any important ones. All right? First, usually it'll be alphabetical, but the first one, of course, the usual aphrodisiac, bringing in love. First, feel yourself loving. One essential oils you can use are cardamom, patchouli, the oil of rose, and sandalwood, and ylang ylang is also a good one. Another is astral projection. You want to go in your dreams and have vivid dreams and go really activate your psychic abilities. And that all it is your pituitary gland and your pineal gland in your brain, which are a little sluggish. You want to wake those up. So the oil of mugwort is not a very common oil, but it's a magnificent oil for that, and also rosemary. For those that are a little bit that they don't want to be in shopping for a relationship or magnetizing that kind of energy, and you just want to go within and be on your own and regroup and really make better choices for that next relationship. Lavender, marjoram are both kind of the opposite of an aphrodisiac. It's going to be something that you want to support when you want to be by yourself. For longevity, something that is going to be invigorating and strengthening, you want fennel and rosemary. Love in general, to feel more loving, therefore attract more loving relationships, friendships, better relationships with your relatives. Coriander, ginger, and jasmine. For meditation, going within and accessing your power and wisdom and your own inner voice. Nobody else can tell you better than you what you need if you really listen. Chamomile, frankincense, myrrh, and sandalwood too. Money. We all want to be more prosperous, but we can't be prosperous if we feel poor and we're always complaining about being broke. Remember, I am, might as well say I want. So if you say I am broke, you say I want broke. So I am prosperous, I am abundant, I am wealthy. We'll bring that in. For that, you want basil, ginger, patchouli, and vetiver. Peace. Who doesn't need more peace? We live in a crazy world. It takes just all the strength you have to just give yourself a deep breath. So essential oils are a great way to just get you quickly into a more serene and tranquil feeling. So bergamot, jasmine, lavender, marjoram, and ylang ylang. For protection, sometimes you feel like you have no boundaries. You want to kind of be in your own space and you don't want people invading your space. So in order for you to feel more serene and more protected, basil, clove, geranium, juniper, and vetiver. If you want to connect with that inner wisdom a little bit more, or much more, which is really very important, for you to get into a meditative state and really be able to stay there a little bit longer. Sandalwood, cedar, frankincense, jasmine, and myrrh. Each element of the earth is attuned with a certain oil, so just to be in more harmony with the elements for those that are really very mindful of the earth and all its energies and to be in tune with them. The earth elements, which are really essential oils, are the earth elements. So are crystals. And another episode will go into how essential oils and crystals are very harmonious and work together to, again, support you, the magician, into creating exactly what you want, more accurately and specifically. Earth element, cypress, cedarwood, patchouli, and vetiver. The air element, bergamot, clary sage, eucalyptus, and lavender. The fire element, basil, clove, ginger, and black pepper. And water, chamomile, geranium, jasmine, and ylang ylang. Now, we are, as human beings, composed of all the four elements. The earth is our physical body, so, our tangible flesh and bones. The air is our thoughts. The air element is connected with our thoughts. So if you want to be more harmonious in thoughts, you connect with the air elements. The fire element is our spirit, that essence that animates us, that makes us be alive. And the water elements are our emotions. That is the majority of our bodies. So if you think, we are very emotional beings. But to balance all of those elements, essential oils are the tool that you want. Because, again, it'll work exactly, they'll go right to the source. And they work on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And it's all about vibration, remember. It's just, we are vibrational beings. So we are like a transformer, in a way, or a radio station. We put out a signal and receive what we tune into. So it's all things are one. Let's do another good, fun, lunar cycles. The cycles of the moon have always been known to be the ones that really, because the cycles of the moon work on the water element, of which we're mostly composed, and our emotions, so we definitely want to go with the cycles of the moon. For the first quarter moon, if you have sandalwood oil, not that it's the only oil that you want to use, but do that. The full moon, which is coming up at this time, jasmine. Jasmine flowers just bloom at the full moon. The last quarter moon, lemon. And the new moon, peppermint. Okay, and I think that, that's a good amount of recipes that will get you going on essential oils and the magic that they can produce and help you produce in your life by working on the inner magician. Again, for more information, you can go to my website. It's www.goldenagetimes.org. And it is in process. I'm revamping it, so I'm putting up a lot of information new, but at least you get the gist of it. But you can always get some information there. And you can always contact me there if you want to really work with me more and learn more about choosing the right ones and what might work better for you. So I look forward to more episodes, and again, we'll have more guests. We'll explore all things holistic, all things that makes our life better in a natural way that is harmonious with the planet, with each other. Whatever we can do to radiate ourselves out into the world, in our sphere of influence, more positive, the more that we can be of service. And, looking around, we know that that's necessary, dire at this time. Almost maybe more than ever, as we are evolving, but as we evolve, we're cleaning house a lot too. So these will all be tools that you can use and learn from to help you clean house and really compose your own inner temple and the world you dwell in into a more magical place to live. And that's my goal. That's the most important thing to me, and that's what I love. And I love nothing more than to share it with my friends and anybody who'll listen. And thank you for being here and joining me, and I look forward to next time. It'll be fun. It'll get more progressively fun as we go along. I just wanted today to start with this and introduce myself. And that's it. And here is and thank you for TCTV, for TC Media now, for providing this wonderful space and lovely crew. And thank you, my friends, for all the help that I got and will continue to get, and we'll make this fun. Thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Pilar.